Okay, so hi everyone. This is I don't have a script for this video. This is just me rambling about stuff. But I really wanted to talk about this game, The Division. The Division is, I think The Division is like underrated in some way, and it's a really strange spot because it was actually really successful. Um, so for context, this game was announced in 2013. I think it was at E3. There was a lot of hype behind this game. It died down a little bit, but it clearly didn't die down enough because it was really successful. I think at the time was the most successful game of from Ubisoft. Um, like it surpassed Watch Dogs, which is crazy. I mean, if you know about gaming, you know about how huge Watch Dogs was, in spite of the huge letdown with the downgrade. It was a bit of a letdown. This game, it was really good, but also they did not learn from Watch Dogs. If you watch the trailers and the final version, there's a clear downgrade, and it's kind of insane. I don't know if Watch Dogs was more like nerfed or if it was this game. The difference is crazy. But in spite of that, it was pretty successful. I think people really overlook this game. I really think people are not talking about the division enough. So why is this game like overlooked? And why don't people pay much attention to this? I think it's actually pretty easy, not a big mystery of any kind. I think it has to do with the fact that this game, I think I really like this game. I think it's really good, but I mean, I'm not gonna ignore its flaws. Yeah, the flaws of this game are pretty clear. I myself can agree with them, and if you're curious about them, it's bullet sponge enemies. In this game where you're fighting, it really feels like you're just playing Destiny. You unload like so many bullets onto some randos that are running around, and they just don't go down. I can say that if you do not enjoy sponge enemies, I don't recommend much the division, although I really like it. I'm not gonna say no, the enemies are not spongy. They're really spongy. I I just really like it. It really reminds me of Destiny, although I don't like Destiny, which is pretty funny. Another thing is that people say the city is empty, and for the most part, that's pretty true. The city is sort of empty because, I mean, it makes sense. Has been struck with this infectious sickness that you're trying to find the origin of. I mean, it makes sense, and I get why people think it's empty. I personally do not think it's that empty. You find homeless people. You can see rats going there. You can shoot the rats. It has a lot of detail for a city that's supposed to be empty and dying down. To be honest, you can find shops. You can find people that are held hostage. You find this sort of scavengers that are trying to like take advantage of the fact that the city just stopped working. So I get why people say it, but I don't agree that much. And the other really thing that plays against this game is the fact that the story is, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's kind of like set dressing. If you ask me for the name of the characters in this game, it's really tough. It's really tough. I mean, I can tell you Fei Lao, which is it's like the main character is in this game, but no one else. The story, it's mainly like set dressing. You're just kind of doing your stuff. It's a justification for things to happen and shoot people. So yeah, it's not terrible, but who cares? It's really. So I think that after some time, the community in this game really died down. If it's not, I mean, it's not crazy to imagine, but in my case, I really enjoy this game. One of the main things I think is that this game it's actually pretty tough. It's I think it's not very common to see these types of games where you just can go down in like 3 shots, maybe. You cannot just run into the enemy's face. I feel you can do that in a lot of games. You can do that in like in some Call of Duties, if not in every Call of Duty. There are lots of shooters when you can just run to the enemy and I mean just come out fine. But in this game you cannot do that, and that's really good because you really feel like your gameplay is tactical. Yeah, you have to think before moving, and it's pretty tough when you just go down in a few shots. Sometimes you get like swarmed by enemies, like you really feel like you're in a hostile place that really wants you dead and no one wants you there because you get swarmed by enemies, and it's pretty crazy sometimes. It's just you're constantly defending yourself and they're throwing grenades at you, and then you down and you need your body to revive you. It's really tough, especially if you're playing alone. I used to play this game alone a bit. I played with a buddy as well, but playing alone, this game really feels like you need to know what you're doing, or you're just not gonna go through it. It's really hard, and I think that's a plus. It really sells you on the scenario they put up. A really cool thing also is the evolution of the enemies throughout the campaign. You start just like fighting off random gangsters that are really low level and like that and are not like an organization. They're like opportunistic. They just want to rob shops. They want to take advantage of the fact that the city just stopped working and there's no one left to really defend it. After some time, you start to find more tough enemies, and they're more like organized gangsters. Maybe they have a sort of armor that they made, and at the end of the game, you're kind of like fighting off not just random criminals, but an organized faction of criminals. And it's really serious stuff. Like they have helmets, they have actual body armor. I really like that sense of progression that is really subtle, but it tells you. And I think that's a constant with this game. It is constantly selling you what is happening. You really feel like you're in this desolate place and people don't want you there, and you go down super easily because it's a really bad place. And to close down my quick commentary, I think I really want to. I mean, one of the. Well, I think it sells you a lot, though. I think something the game does very wrong is the fact that it doesn't feel like you're a special agent. You kind of just feel like a generic military group just going in. It doesn't really feel like you're this super ultra secret um, you're not this secret force that everyone is just super afraid of, because you're constantly like you have to unlock stuff. They don't really give you much to equip yourself. You're just like people going in, like this division doesn't feel like you're in the division. You're in like a division, like some random division of the military. I mean, I still like. I think the atmosphere really sells this game, but when it comes to actual elements of the plot, just ignore it. Just you really don't have to take this game story too seriously. Overall, I think I'm pretty fond of this game. I really wanted to share my thoughts on it. I think it's really fun. I have like 30 hours on it. The game is way shorter, but it was the like 15 hours of me playing alone and 15 hours of me playing with a buddy. And by the way, if you can grab this with a buddy, I really recommend that. It's really funny. And I mean, when you're walking around, I like the kind of desolate atmosphere, but it's true that it's way less boring if you are with a friend just fighting off people on the street. So, anyways, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I don't think I have too much to say. I think I will leave it there. I don't think I have too much to say about this game, although that I really like it. It's this kind of more like for taking taking notes, I guess. Like I really like the division, and I talked about the division in a game because I really wanted to just just like tell to the world, yeah, I like this game. Sort of like writing a diary, I think. But yeah, this was my quick comment on the division, and take care.